Did it work?
All right, y'all, we are back.
We got cut off because my space in my computer.
Yes, we can talk forever. So now you're just part of Girl Chat.
No, Summer is the host.
Yeah, it's stuff that I feel like anyone on this journey can like get something from. So I feel like that's why we feel called to talk about it. Like
for sure.
Because when you talk about numerology, like it ties into, like you're saying, it ties into astrology, it ties into our lives, it ties into like what we have
That's the
to
cool
learn.
thing about spirituality. It like interconnects everything.
Yeah. Were you reading something still from your
I was going to. We were talking about how caffeine triggers the solar plexus, but it's kind of like it's whatever now. I think we went over it.
It does, yeah.
So I wrote, remember, forgiveness is for you, not for them, so you can feel liberated from the past. If we keep looking backwards, we're looking at ghosts and what once was, ignoring the possibility that anything else may exist in front of you. Also, parents are two random humans that knew how to get it on. Putting anyone on a pedestal and expecting them to become your version of what a parent should be can lead to a lot of disappointment if those expectations are not your reality. We can only control what we do after we are taught a certain way. We have the choice to rewrite what we didn't like and the choice to still love people for their shortcomings, no matter the authority they first presented to us. I've been talking a little bit with people on their experiences of childhood, and it reminded me of the anger I used to have for things that were never guaranteed in the first place. And that just, yeah.
That's powerful, and it's so true and valid. And like, I know some of your experiences, just like abrupt changes that involved your parents and things like that. And it's like, it kind of put a shock. It can like put a shock into your system because it's kind of like the bird just being flung out the nest. And you're like, wait,
that's what it was.
I have to fly.
You're talking about when I got kicked out, basically. Yeah, there was no discussion of like, oh, you need to move out when you're 21. Apparently she talked with my brother about that, but then there was like her depression meds mixed in with that. So I honestly think she forgot to like give me the memo, and all of a sudden I come home and my brother has my bed, his collectibles on my shelf. I'm like, okay, like I'm uprooted, like I gotta figure it out. And I didn't have the double one within me yet as an 11. I was definitely very much like being pushed over, like, oh, I feel bad, like this is my brother's space now and he really wants his own room, and like I would hate to take that back from him after he just got it, and like this is a sign from the universe, and like it works out in the end, like,
yeah,
but it gave me a lot of resentment at first.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah, I was like confused, like how could I just get kicked out of my home? Like that was, we weren't even ready to move in together. It was just
yeah. But also like I can recall as your friend, like the amount of healing and like just new experiences that have come your way ever since then. Like it's like crazy that like with change there's downsides, but there's also like so much that could be considered like an upside, and
everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, it's just what you make of it and what you do with that, and
you can't take it personally. Like I love my mom and my dad, my brother, my sister, and yeah, I've gotten mad at them before, but I also understand sometimes spirit speaks through people.
Yeah, and
it could have been my guides coming through her to get me to move because I was so complacent that I wouldn't take action unless I was forced to.
Yes, I've been there. Like honestly, I feel like I've been there like up until I feel like I've been like super far from the camera, and like I did my makeup and stuff, and like
I've been all over the place. Like I don't sit still. I'm actually just kind of hanging out on my bed, so I don't have like a
been
back.
There, you guys. Look at my
don't have a
shadow.
Oh, I love it. Jackie Chana. No, that's not her last name. Her palette. Anna.
Jackie Chana. If Jackie Chan was a woman. Oh, Jackie Aina, we love her.
I'm sorry.
No, it's
for butchering her name.
It's fine. It's the coffee. I think we were talking about the meditation. Yes. And I had a question for you. It was, why do you think, I don't know if you said your guide's name yet. Leia.
In this, Leia. Okay, I wanted you to be the one to.
Yeah, no worries.
introduce her. Why do you think Leia waited until now during your meditation to approach you or make it known? Or do you think she tried making it known before in ways and you just didn't catch it? Or like why?
I feel like she'd definitely been dropping breadcrumbs for like ever since 2016 when I first started all of like my journey and became interested. I feel like she might have even used you as a way to get to me. Like
Ooh,
I remember what started it was a picture you posted. There was like a lot of symbolism in it, and my Christian programming got really triggered, and I felt
the time
fearful.
I did that publicity stunt and I like made an Instagram of me ripping out the pages of the Bible.
You did? Wait, what?
Was that I did something like that to make it an art project, and you saw it
Oh,
and you got triggered a little bit. You
did
forgot, huh?
I might, dang, it might have been traumatic and I suppressed it.
Yeah. I would have kept it like now in this stream of consciousness that I am, I would have definitely kept it as a reference so I can read it because it's a scripture. But I didn't mean to cut you off. I definitely want to.
No, I had no idea. I don't remember that. So thanks for bringing that up.
That Aquarius rebel like
That was
took
bold.
over me. I was like,
I feel like I'm getting kind of a memory of it, but like I don't remember seeing it. I remember I might have been told about it from you, but
okay, maybe
yeah,
I
I don't know. Like you never know, like how people like the exact role people play in your life and like what their purpose was at certain times, but I can only guess based off of like what makes sense to me. So I feel like a seed was planted for me to ask about it and be like, what does this mean? And you're like, as above so below, and I'm like, huh? And then the rest like sort of fell
Wait, what did I say? Sorry, I blinked completely.
No, it's okay. There was like, I remember there was like skeletons and like triangles, and there was like a lot happening in the picture. I don't remember what it was, but it was enough to get me triggered but intrigued because I was like, I want to understand why I feel this way about this and like what it means to her. And the rest like kind of just got us into that like synergistic, I don't even know if that's a word, but it should be because it's a pretty word.
Yeah.
Just this relationship of like I'm open to learning. Like I feel like resistance, but I don't feel like I should feed into that resistance, and I should understand like what this means. Like why do I feel called to it?
That I know it wasn't this picture, but it was something like
it had that
with
star.
like an as above so below.
Yeah.
And like the above part was like a woman. And the
I think so.
like
it was really colorful. I remember it was really colorful.
Oh, okay.
So, but yeah, so there was a lot of like pauses in between where I've gotten to now because of fear, guilt, programming, and feeling sort of lost because I honestly was taking in so much I didn't even get a chance to integrate or process it. I was just like, ooh, crystals, ooh, meditation, ooh, yoga, ooh, symbolism, ooh, angel numbers. Oh my God. But like I feel like there was like a crash that took place because I wasn't doing with that information what I was supposed to be doing. And I sort of just like got burnt out on it because I didn't understand my purpose yet. And I didn't understand the direction I was supposed to be going. So I retreated quite a few times back to like my old belief system because that's what I knew. But then I was like, wait, I don't feel that connection. Like I can't force it. You can't force it. And I've spoken to like some family members about it, and it's like you just got to pray about it. You just got to pray it. But it's just like if it's not there, it's not there. And I had to make peace with that and understand like Jesus, he loves me and I love him. Like the relationship we have with each other is always going to be something that I hold in my heart, but it's not going to be in the way that is desired from other people that are around me, and that's okay. But anyway, I feel like she definitely has been dropping breadcrumbs since 2016, and I might have missed a chance to connect with her during that one time I had that meditation I told you about a few months ago when I had a vision of seeing all the people I loved and you were sitting there. Yeah. And then I saw my higher self sitting there, and like she had the space buns that I used to wear when my hair was super long. And I felt like that could have, thank you. I felt like I could have reached out to her at that point, but I feel like I was so excited to where I kind of snapped myself out of it because I was so excited.
It was like one of
But
your first visions like that.
yeah, I totally forgot about that. But I don't think she was trying to get me to have that experience until, because I feel like she was very like, I'm just gonna sit back and wait until like it's time, because she very much had a gentle, like warm, like I'm so glad that you've reached the point where you feel ready to be like holding hands with me basically through the rest of what you're gonna experience. So that's how I feel about that. How about you? Because you do you want to talk about like your experience?
Yeah. Oh my God. Thank you, by the way, for sharing that meditation. And
You're welcome.
like, I know how sacred of an experience meeting your guides is and how personal it can be. And like, for me, it was interesting because in the meditation, to skip to the point where like you get to the guides, it was so familiar. I went into the meditation unsure if anything was going to happen because it's been a while since I meditated with an intention. Like meditating to just be zen, to be quiet, but not particularly to go anywhere. I've never really done guided meditations before. So, which is crazy because I'm very open in other ways spiritually, and I'm very good at quieting the mind and having nothing going on and just being chill.
Sorry, I just glanced and I see 10:10. Go on.
That's funny. It's about to be 11:11, and then I look up and I'm like, that means it's about to be 11:11 here.
Portal.
Yeah, and we're both checking caffeine.
Hell yeah! It's a full moon. All bets are off, dude.
Yeah, I'm cool staying up till 4 on full moon.
Raving again. Channeling the Matrix without
put sunglasses on again.
Yeah.
I'm holding Merlinite, by the way.
Do you think it has a connection to Merlin the wizard? I think of Merlin as soon as you say that.
I think it's called I think it's also called the alchemist stone, or like the avatar stone, because it combines like all the elements including lightning in it for some reason. Whoa. I don't remember where I learned that.
That's so cool then.
Yeah, but the experience with, where was I? Sorry.
You're saying it's been a while since you have like meditated and you've never done it with
and
intention.
I didn't know if I would. So I'm like seeing this energy. I'm very able to see color, frequency, and aura. And I saw this pink energy as it approached me. And I had felt it like 3 weeks ago. I had saw this pink flash and I talked to it, and it was like wow, I think this is my mom from Andromeda. And like I'm sitting in the meditation and the same frequency comes to me, and I knew it was like my mom. And like we had these conversations about like what happened to me, and that I was actually lost tragically somehow, and just we had this back and forth, and the communication is like you're talking to yourself almost, but the answer comes from outwards.
Yeah, you know it's not you.
Yeah, you know it's not you when you start becoming really receptive. When you're not, it can, I know, get confusing as to whether like it's a schizophrenic episode or not. But honestly, I believe people with schizophrenia are just open to communicating with spirits and can't differentiate from themselves. So that's, I mean, allegedly. I'm not a psychologist.
I feel like, I don't know, certain people that are probably not ready yet like might experience that, but then also like mental illness is very valid and very real. But I feel you on that theory though.
I'm not trying to like take away from anyone who may have it, or it's just a theory of what may be. And so we were talking for a while, and I actually asked her to show me one of my memories from like my fondest memory from living in Andromeda, and I just saw this pink energy swimming, and I knew it was me, and the word dancing came into me, And it's crazy because earlier that day we had met Morgan, and Morgan, who I forgot her account name, but we'll also drop her below, channels spirits and dances, and it's light frequencies and a type of light language. And I feel like I'm channeling now as like I talk about it, but she unlocked like a side of dancing, an intuitive flow that just feels so good when you do it. And
yeah,
I started dancing again that day, and then this happened, and I was like, there's no coincidences. And it's strange because during the meditation, my mom, I felt her retreat, and then this other green energy came in, and what comes in telepathically to me was like Pleiades, and it was a green energy, and it was brother. And a part of me was like, yeah, I want to talk to my mom. And I like pushed the green energy out and was like I respect that you all want to come, but I want to finish up this conversation. And it's like once you open up the portal, like they all want to come and talk to you.
Yeah, they're like, oh, it's our chance, it's our time.
Yeah. And it's about me now making the space and the quiet time to get receptive. And I think the meditation really opened me up to and confirms that, first of all, that energy that I felt a while ago, it was accurate when I first read it. I didn't have to question that it was my mom. So it just ingrained that being able to like that, to trust. What were you gonna say?
That's reminded me
I'm gonna grab the sage. I'm gonna go.
Yes. It just reminded me of like how I felt a few times during the meditation before I got to that point of meeting Leia. And I felt a lot of doubt. I almost felt like I wasn't deserving of meeting her yet. Like, oh no, like, ooh, like this is a big step. Like, am I ready? Am I ready? Am I ready? I remember just feeling that energy. And like in part of the meditation, they guide you down a 10-step staircase, and 9 to 5, which I don't want to work 9 to 5 unless I'm painting all day. 9 to 5, I just felt like
you're actually doing good.
What do you mean I'm doing good?
Like the whole doing your painting thing.
Oh, thank you. I'm trying. But also not trying too hard, because like as soon as you start trying out of black and like doing things out of black, it's not going to happen how you want. But yeah, I just felt like the resistance. And I remember in my video I said, don't feed into that, because that's your ego trying to hold on. It's almost like from what I hear about DMT trips, like you feel like the urge to hold on before you break through. And once you break through, it's like you're never going to be the same after that. And I, in a way, had my own DMT trip, but I didn't ingest anything. I just channeled love, and I channeled my inner knowing. And when you know like it's the right thing to do, that's when I felt like it was the right time to do that meditation. I think, to answer your question, I think you asked if like, how did you know now was the right time? Like, in so many words, you know, when you know, it's a feeling. You feel called and you feel magnetized to whatever that action might be that causes you to have that experience. It's not anything, you're not going to feel resistance like generally, but there's always that little, fear, like 3D doubt that's like, are you sure you want to do this? Because this is unknown, like into the unknown up in here. But it's like the unknown isn't always, it's hardly ever a bad thing. It's just how you interpret it. So, but yes. And also like, when you found your galactic connection, how did you do that? Because I was going to ask you, like, was it the Reiki that you did, or was it like a music that you heard that like unlocked something?
It's strange because I've been leaving little Easter eggs, like spirit working through me has been leaving Easter eggs. And it's really weird. I made a video about kind of my origins, but I'll start off. One of my roots that I first found was my most recent past life. I did this work when I met Luke, because Luke taught me about channeling, and then we talked about star seeds, and I was like, whoa, I want to find my star seed roots. And I did some pendulum work, and I just was asking, there were a bunch of constellations that would come to me in my head when listening to star seeds, and I'm like, I don't know, like, is it supposed to be just one, or are you supposed to have multiple roots? And I've come to the conclusion, like, your spirit can go to multiple places. It's just like you're logging in your DNA where you've been, and you have to kind of just go back and unlock the memories. And so I wrote down all the constellations I was connected to, and I did pendulum work. Like, have I been on this planet 1 time?
Oh
2
yeah,
times,
I heard about that. Yeah.
3 times, and just you have to ask yes or no questions to it. You can't be like a how, what, why. And I'm sure you can if you channel the information through, but I was strictly doing yes or no questions. So I had kind of a list together of my constellations, and then even directly what planet in each constellation specifically, which, if I was male or female in that lifetime. And I just left that information because I didn't get any memories. So I questioned that, like, is that accurate information, the spiritual work that I put so much time and like energy into? I question it. And I find our ego does tend to question
Yeah.
a lot, but I left it at that, and I decided to come back to it 6 months later. That was in like around December, January this year that I came back to it. So I really got connected to Lyra. Like, that name just kept coming into my head, Lyra, Lyra, Lyra. And I was like, okay, this is really interesting, because Lyra was my most previous lifetime according to my list. And I was at this store, and it's funny because I've been wearing this for days after Soul Tribe came together. I'm just like connected to my guides, and when you're finally connected to like-minded people, you guys are like amplifying the energy and like each other's
There's power
powers.
in numbers.
Yes, exactly.
Obviously.
That's why groups are important. That's why it's just, like, there's such things as society, because you're creating a dream. Like, America has its own aura, its own feel, just like France. Like, there's a cultural vibe or whatever. And I was just in the store, and I found pieces of shipwreck glass, and I found like blue and neil and just different things I wanted to use for my magical practice. And I saw this meteorite. Ooh, can you see it? It's kind of tiny. It's called Mu Anyanalasta.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That sounds like a powerful, like, I don't know, it's like a different language.
I don't know why I was connected to it until later that day. So I picked it up. I wasn't looking to spend that much money either. I was like, when you're just gravitated towards something, you're like, this has to come home with me. Like, it's mine.
Yes,
like,
I
do. And you're like, but that's the rest of my money.
Yeah.
And it's like, but it's whatever.
It's investing in your spiritual growth.
Exactly. And I've invested probably over $1,000. A month of not having an apartment over my head or something, but it's totally it's so worth it.
Yes.
And you manifest the reciprocal in other ways, through trade, you'll find work, through like random money, like you'll be reciprocated.
Yeah.
So later that night, I decided to look up more about this asteroid, and Muangyanalesta specifically is a lyrid, which means this meteorite comes from Lyra. It's billions of years old. And I was like, beautiful. I got goosebumps on my whole body, that clairvoyant feeling where you're just like, there's something to this. There's more to the story. And so I started looking up more about Lyra. And then my friend Ryan, who I also feel like was in that past life with me, like I feel like my soul tribe that's come through to me, we've had past life connections. There's not an accident why we met each other.
Yeah.
And he very specifically too has a connection with cats. Lyra is a planet slash star system that's connected to cats, connected to birds and avian like, but they're also kind of humanoid. Like if you've read the comic Thundercats too, they're from like Thundara and stuff like that.
I need to read more.
And they're
comics.
Superhero cats. I think it was a show too. So that
I
was
just know Catwoman is a queen.
I think I saw something right there for a second, but it's crazy because then a bunch of like cat symbols started coming into my life. Like first, I've had this cat.
I thought that was Orion first.
It looks like him, right? Okay, so check this out. Like I had this kitty, my uncle gave me this when I was a little girl, and I kept her. I love her. I've cleansed her. I've given her Reiki. Like she's held so much of my pain, and I abused her, and like I've healed her, and like I love her. She brings me back to my childhood. This is Kitty. And so I've always had this special connection with cats. I've been raised by cats. I kid you not. We got a cat this year, 2020. See him back there? He's the
Spot
same.
the difference.
Spot the difference. Like, are they're the same cat? Like I manifested my stuffed animal cat into a real cat or something. Like that wasn't a coincidence either. And then Ryan, to get back to him, changed his name, or another altar came through to him, another spirit called Aldria the cat. And I'm just like, what's happening? He started meowing at me, like in messages. He would be like, okay, bye, meow. And I'd be like, meow. Okay.
Like it instinctively felt right. Like
it's like those
just normal.
Those signs there, I can't ignore. And I know they're very personalized, but I understood them.
Yeah, those for you.
Or I stand those.
Understand.
Like, I understand. I all the stands. Like
you stand.
The resonance of those signs, and it's going to be special for everyone. And it can honestly, for people who aren't into spirituality or have never heard of starseeds, don't have weird memories, it feels like a reach. But to me, like it's a very real experience. And it just kind of, that opened up the connection, was affirming, like, okay, like you need to start contacting them. Wow. I'm trying to think of other specific contacts that I've had, because this was very recent, you know? So I think that's pretty much all I can share about that, because then I started working with some deities too, and really channeling those frequencies. Like I have a lot of Venus.
Like, sorry, Leia was just like, I love you.
I started feeling the Aphrodite. I was about to say, like,
that's funny. That was like almost in sync.
Aphrodite. It's like crazy because I feel like her energy has been around me my whole life. And at the same time, my stars family as well. Like I know they helped me manifest that radio show, because as soon as the show ended, I put my hands up to the air. I was like, thank you so much. Like towards the stars. Oh, another experience I had that was confirming to that, I forgot. Like things are starting to pick up. They're like triggered. Alex and I were at the beach, at Ocean Beach, and we were like staring at the stars. And I was like, that one's home. It was flashing. I was like, that star's home, and it was flashing. I was like, I think it's Vega. And like, I'm getting that feeling.
E.T. phone home.
Yeah, that movie.
You don't like that movie?
I hate it. I used to hate E.T. and then it's kind of gross. I don't like Steven Spielberg is a little bit of a pedo weirdo. He puts sexual innuendos involving children in his movies, and it's just a little off-putting. Like Drew Barrymore is about to do an interview with him, and I'm like, she must have DID. Like she forgot about all of this.
Compartmentalized.
I don't know.
That's how our brains deal with trauma.
Yeah. Anyway, we were looking at the star, not to like read her, like tell her who she is. Like, I'm not gonna, you know what? I take that back. I can't say if anyone has a mental illness. That's not for me. That was a mistake. I apologize, Drew Barrymore. But the star, like Alex and I were staring at it, and he's like, "Oh, we should check." And then the star moved. It teleported from one end of the sky to the other. Not a satellite. Satellites go drift. No, it went whoop. And he's like, "Did you see that?" And I was like, "It teleported." And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, put my star out to it. You know those what is it called? Starlight or something?
Starlight, Starbright, first star I see tonight. I wish I might have the wish I wish tonight.
Star Walk.
Oh, it can tell you like what things are, right?
Constellations. Yeah. Let's see what constellations are. Oh, wait. An ad?
Ads are everywhere. Capitalists.
Cepheus! Right behind us.
That's such a pretty name.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know if that's behind us or up. So you can move it and it shows you like what constellations are where and the planets. And I'm not sure how accurate it is. China might have made it, but like
we work with what we got.
It was Vega. I knew.
And that's the name of the planet?
Yeah, that's the constellation that like Lyra, the planet, is in.
Those are all such pretty names.
So yeah, I guess that's the story of how it got confirmed. And now, and especially after that guided meditation, it's like memories kind of get unlocked. So it's a new journey. I'm learning about myself.
Yeah, I agree with you, because I feel like once it's unlocked, it's like, and you're like, oh my goodness, what I've been missing out on.
Force yourself to go back to, like, you can't go back unless what? I don't know.
Unless you feel called to, but I don't feel like I'd be feeling called to, because like I'm definitely on to something, and like I've made peace with that. Oh, they're having fun. They're
streaming. He's streaming. Yeah.
It's funny when we're like, because during the call about like numerology, like I heard him and I was like,
you were laughing. I know, that's why you were laughing.
She's trying to stay focused right now. And Alex is like, no way.
He gets hype.
That's funny. That's me with Kingdom Hearts. I just get so like immersed, and like just words escape my mouth when I'm like,
can you did you talk caffeine?
I know what you're about to ask. I haven't.
The Kingdom Hearts.
You don't even have to say it. Like I'm already here with you.
Yeah, the Kingdom Hearts aspect of the meditation. Did you?
It was like a message.
In the video already.
I actually didn't share it besides the video I sent you. But the main like message behind why I brought it up was, if anyone's played Kingdom Hearts 3, there's a last. I guess it's considered the last level. Called the Final World, where Sora needs to, in order to move on and like complete or get at least to the next level of what he is trying to do. It's okay.
Your story is so beautiful.
Thank you. So is yours. When Sora, I love you too. When Sora he's appeared in this place, it's like nothing but clouds. I can show you a picture of what it looks like, just to like add on to like understanding what I mean. But he's basically told by, I guess, his spirit guide, it's a star. It's like a translucent glittery star. You can't move on until you collect all the pieces of yourself. You need to go and collect, it was like around 300 pieces of just different versions of who he was during his adventures. And and it was like zero gravity. He was just like levitating to wherever he needed to go, and the most beautiful music was playing, and I felt like a weird like connection, or like a yearning for like the feeling that I felt while playing that level for the first time. I don't know how to explain it other than just like it felt so beautiful and peaceful and inspiring, and like a part of me just was like, this is like a Disney game or video game or whatever, but there's like a lot of profound experiences that could take place in video games, and there's messages that are like hidden in there that people overlook because it's like whatever, you know. But when I was making the video for free, I just felt that, because it felt like I was having my Sora experience, you know. It felt like I had collected just a few more pieces to get to where I need to go to get to the next level. And let me, so this is what he looked like before he was completed. Oh, it's super bright. He's like translucent. He's like clear. Let me see. Oh, and he was talking. Let me see if I can rotate it. Rotate? Yes. Okay. So he was talking to the star right there. Let me see what it says. Oh, and he was talking to the star about its story. Like, these were souls. So I guess the rundown of the world is the souls that are there, they're like incomplete and they don't know where to go. Like they had parts of them that are still alive on like Earth, the Earth version of Kingdom Hearts, and he was incomplete when he arrived, and he had the ability to go and find more pieces of himself that these didn't, because he has like a special heart that he's able to like hold space for other people until they find the rest of themselves. Like that's literally Sora's like arc. Like he is like the chosen one. He's like the Keyblade wielder. And he unlocks portals to different worlds, and he helps people in these worlds.
Through his heart.
Yeah. His heart like needs to be activated for him to be able to get to these places.
That's so profound.
Yeah, he used the power of waking, which is what it's called, to find like his like soulmate Kyrie. And he's still on the journey. Yeah, currently he's still on the journey.
Like, oh wow.
And yeah, it was let me show you. Well, I guess, yeah, this is what the world looks like. It looks like heaven. Like it's just reflections all around. It's like infinite. Wow. But I felt like there was somewhere else I was gonna go.
Yeah, we were connecting that with Leia.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what I felt like for my experience, my meditation. It felt like I was like Sora, and I was gathering pieces that helped me get to my next level, and Leia is like the guide that was talking to him, but she's definitely a lot more powerful than those characters, because those were like incomplete and they didn't know which way to turn, but they still had for some reason like the inner wisdom to direct Sora to where he needed to go. So that was basically it. But also, like, yes, Kingdom Hearts, it's like such a beautiful story. Like when you get aside, like Donald and Goofy are like by Sora's side to help him fight the Heartless.
Yeah, the thing is told me to do, and I'll fucking do it again. If you haven't seen Goofy Goes to Trial,
yeah, Goofy's Trial or something like that. He's like a freaking serial killer. Like, Goofy, no wonder you're so happy.
I did it. Oh, yeah.
I love murder. He's like, so you're just gonna admit that you did it? Like, Mickey's over here and he's paying for your lawyer.
I'm so happy for you in my life. You show me the funniest things.
I show you the way. You show me the way. We
show each other the way. You are the real queen.
But yeah, like I guess that's all I want to share for now about my experience. We'll see where we go from here.
Do you feel like you relate? Well, do you feel like your connection and maybe obsession with Kingdom Hearts? Obsessions are good. No negative connotation at all. Like it's a story you're enthralled with, but why? Do you feel relation to the character because of the experience you knew you were gonna have? Maybe your spirit knew.
Well, like to start off, like it's very sentimental to me just because of my childhood, and my dad introduced me to that game, and so like I feel connected to him when I play that game because he introduced me to Kingdom Hearts 2, which is I guess the storyline of Kingdom Hearts 2. Sora has this counterpart, which is his nobody, Roxas, who wouldn't exist if Sora didn't exist, who's like just he's a part of him, and he found Roxas in this alternate world, and well, no, Roxas found him. He was asleep. He was in like a I guess just a coma because his memories needed to come back to him because he lost a big amount of his memories when he was on a mission to help one of his friends. And in that story, Roxas comes back because Sora had enough memories to become whole again with Roxas. But Roxas was sad because he couldn't live out his own individual life because he needs Sora to be whole. And so after that, Sora just goes on all these missions, unlocking these worlds, helping, the Disney characters like complete their chapter that they needed to complete in order for him to get to his final battle. And after he completes the battle, he's reunited in paradise with his best friends. And I just think that that's such a beautiful story. And then Kingdom Hearts 3 follows that. I haven't played it in a while, but it follows that because there's like this final showdown with Xehanort. And he continues these missions and he feels even more like closer to Roxas, and eventually Roxas becomes his own person, and he there's enough of his own will and memories and heart with the power of his friends, his two other best friends. They become one with each other and they all are able to live out their own lives. And his other friends were nobodies too, like they were not supposed to exist, but they do. And I just find it so compelling and beautiful because it's like, in the kind of world that we're in, like the innocence and beauty of a story like that, of just like your friends are your power, like that's the message. Like my friends and my community is my power, like my tribe, they give me the strength that I need to accomplish things. And there's like, I don't know, like we can do things if we put our mind to it on our own, but you're just stronger when you have your tribe, and it's funny now saying that because like where I'm at now, I wasn't at last week. And it's like, now there's like a new connection that I've just made with the game. So I'm thank you for asking me that. Yeah. Like there's certain things that resonate for certain reasons, like with the Sims. Like my only two games I love are Sims and Kingdom Hearts, and Sims give me an outlet to channel my creativity. But then like when you look at it, because we were talking about that the other day.
Can I say one thing about Kingdom Hearts? And then we can go ham on the Sims, because I do want to have a conversation about the Sims. Glarp. So it's interesting because I didn't know the backstory behind Kingdom Hearts, and I adore your what do you call it, like fandom?
I stan Kingdom Hearts. I'm a fangirl.
You're a stan of it.
Yeah.
And it's such a beautiful story because it's like the nobodies are like the shadow aspect, and they're chasing people who have their light, but the people who have their light have their mission. So it's like they're forced to like stand on their own in a sense, and then at the same time, like these people, the main character Sora,
yeah, I mean, it's Sora? Japanese for sky.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ooh. So he's going along the mission and unlocking memories, and like it's crazy. That's like what we're doing here.
Yeah.
When you find purpose, you start unlocking like different,
and they're like
astral travel, integrating you with the mirror, the spirit, the like reflections of everything. You can find relationships in anything.
And it's funny because there's like, I think 7 Guardians of Light and like 13 Seekers of Darkness. There's 13 Seekers of Darkness and 7 Guardians of Light, and like Kingdom Hearts 3, it's like the last battle. And at first they lose, but Sora gets a second chance and he goes back and he goes to the final world, which is like heaven. And there's a guide there telling him like, this is the place between life and death. And for whatever reason, your soul is so strong that it hasn't let go of your physical form. So you have a second chance to gather the pieces and go back and do it again. Wow. And I don't know, reincarnation.
It's like the story of Isis being able to collect Osiris's body parts.
Ooh, I didn't know about her, like that part of the story.
Let me see if I could find like a little synopsis.
I just remember like the first time I saw her, it was like under Rihanna's boobs. Because she has a tattoo of Isis under her boobs.
Are you sure that's Isis? Because Isis, it could be Nephthys. I don't remember what the headpiece looks like, but Isis
has like wings. Sister
Isis has a sister named Nephthys, and Nephthys is the mother of the house, and the house is that in between worlds. So she's like the guardian that helps you transition back and forth between spirit realm and physical realm.
Let me see.
Yes. And I believe she's I forgot who her husband was. I don't believe it was Anubis. It might have been. That doesn't sound right. Like, I had a dream with Anubis before. Yeah, look at those movies. Yeah, I think that is Isis. That is Isis.
Okay.
Collecting Osiris.
Rihanna's woke. She knows. She's tapped in.
Isis was able to revive Osiris, and once he was alive, she assumed the form of a kite and flew around him, drew the seed from his body, and even became pregnant with the son Horus. Oh wait, that's not really. Anywho, Osiris got like chopped up into it could have been 7 pieces even, and got his body parts hidden around different places in Egypt. And Isis had to go find all the pieces and they put them back together. And Isis, I believe, represents the moon. And then Osiris, I forgot what he would represent, but like, yeah.
They probably contrast each other.
Yeah, okay. I wonder if it kind of relates to Kingdom Hearts though.
Osiris sounds like a solar name to me. I don't know.
Doesn't it? Like the sun?
Kinda, yeah. But whatever the inspiration for Kingdom Hearts is, it's beautiful because it's like, it's marketed as a kid's game, but like I follow so many people who are like in their 30s and they're like, this isn't a kid's game. Like there's meaning behind this. It's not just like kill the bad guys, you know? It's, I guess it is whatever you want it to be, but at the end of the day, there's like an inspiration. And I wish I could talk to Tetsuya Nomura about like where he gets his inspiration, because like he adds on whenever he gets inspired of like what makes a story what it is, and he makes things deeper and gives everything symbolism and meaning. And like the X in certain people's names stands for like you're a nobody, so you get an X, but it's like the reclusive sigil is what it's called, and like it's a Greek symbol and there's like a meaning behind it which I forgot, but I love it because there's meaning in everything that he does for the game. So
yeah, it's like there's
Kingdom
little
Hearts
pieces of truth hidden in other things. It's just about where your consciousness is to be able to see it, because you're only going to be able to see as much as you can see in yourself. And if you are open to as many possibilities as possible in yourself, like you're going to just see a lot more symbolism. It says Osiris, I don't know what you think about that, but it says Osiris is connected with Venus on this one here. It's like an Oxford.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. The phoenix bird.
Ooh, when I think of phoenixes, I think of fire and sun.
Transformation.
I don't know. I'm just trying to fit my narrative at this point. I'm like, see, I told you it was the sun.
But it really does. Like I thought the sun at first too. But Venus is also one of those like light planets where it gives you an illusion, because Venus has to do with love. So it gives you feelings.
Rose-colored lenses.
Exactly. Yeah. So The Sims is interesting.
I love, that's another game I don't know, maybe
I haven't played it that much, so you do some talking on that, and I'll have
the general thing about The Sims, it's like you can create your own world and you can like play God, and you can like play out these storylines of these lives that you can create from your imagination. And like we've been talking about how like there's like certain symbols above their heads.
You have this crystalline energy and it's connected to their crown chakra.
Yeah. And like the energy, the language, we're saying it's like it could be light language because it's like a non-existent language, and it's like not questioned, like we just go along with it. It's called Simlish, and it's like who knows like what is actually behind these words and sounds, like, but I personally like, I love it. I love how universal it is, because it's not to be understood. It's like just to get across an emotion or get across a dialogue that anyone could understand. Like if you're angry, clap Norba. It's just like inflection. And when you're happy, you're like, ooh, Chandere. It's like whatever. And
You're
I just
fluent.
yeah, I've been playing this game since I was like 10 years old. So
it's crazy because that is like I just kind of wanted to go back to that diamond kryptonite, I don't know, moldavite type crystalline energy they got right there. It's like their Merkaba, like their ability to project energy and take it in, like their spiritual waters or something.
yeah, and you were saying like it could be like they're receiving downloads from their
Spirit.
creator. Yeah.
Spirit, which would
Yeah.
be the person playing the game, which would be you.
Yeah.
So
I guess
that
they're God.
thought, we were talking about this before, how like spirit to us would be like the person outside the game, but they just want us to like, they're acting out of love to move our avatars around. And
some people don't act out of love when they play the Sims.
They don't.
Hey, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to experiment with how many ways we can kill our Sims.
Are you serious? They have montages and stuff like that?
There's literally challenges. Like when the Sims 4 came out, they're like, okay, so they added pools. That's a new way for us to kill our Sims. We can make
drowning.
Yeah, I'm like, you guys are crazy. But I had a moment where I kind of wanted to experience that, and like I would lock one in a room and be like, I wonder how long they'll die until they die.
You Harry Pottered it.
What happened? Okay, so I don't know about Harry Potter like that, so you got to tell me.
No, it's not like that completely. Harry Potter just lived in the closet.
Oh,
but they never try to kill him.
Yeah,
just Voldemort did, but
or Jeffree Star, some people say.
Whew.
But
wow. The Sims.
I love The Sims.
I sometimes feel like I don't play video games too often because I feel like I'm already in a video game.
I feel you on that. I love me some Tetris though.
It's so interesting to people, like when I talk to people who do game, like Alex and you, how like you feel like you are that character. You jump right into them. And I wonder if spirit feels the same way when it moves through us, that it gets to live through us once again. And like, how do you know what spirits it is?
Yeah.
Like, where do you draw that line, that boundary? Like the sim, like, couldn't it differentiate from you logging on to its account and then like say your sister wanted to play the game, it can differentiate like these spaces between when you click a button, and that would be like the difference in frequency.
That's interesting because like there's a setting in the game where you can make them autonomous or non-autonomous, and like if they're non-autonomous, they're just standing still until you tell them what to do. So
really? Like they don't like do anything.
Yeah, I don't like that. I want them to like do their own.
That's like non-woke mode.
Yeah, exactly. It's
that's like when you're going through Dark Knight of the Soul, or like you're just like getting
you're just on the toilet and then you just stay on the toilet just like
reading bottles of shampoo. It's like I've read this 6 times. I don't know what these ingredients are.
Like I want to see what they're gonna do because I wonder like what, like do you just fulfill your needs, or do you like go and play a game, or like do you go and like make a phone call? Like there's certain things they won't do unless you tell them to.
But they don't do it.
You know what's interesting?
Do they just not do it unless you're not watching?
I don't know, but I've realized when they are autonomous and you're not making them do things, they only do things that fulfill their needs. So if they're hungry, they're gonna go eat. They're not gonna go like search for a job, or they're not gonna go like make a phone call because that requires art. Yeah, that requires special direction. But there's some Sims that like if you make them an artist, they'll automatically do that, which is interesting. Like when you look at that and try to
are you serious? Like that's one of their needs?
Yeah, it's like part of what it's part of their program. It's part of their DNA. Like
that feels, as an artist,
resonation,
because art to me feels like a need to create, to be an active creator in life,
like second nature to you.
Like I have to be that. I have to do that. And of course I've had to learn, and then sorry, taking it off of the game.
It's okay.
I had to learn to like back away from creating or wanting to create everything, because a part of living here is to share the experience with others. And I realized like each individual has something to offer and something beautiful, and I want to see what someone else would create, or like even create together in the synastry and the co-creation. And you can, maybe you can do everything yourself, but that doesn't mean it's gonna be,
yeah, it doesn't mean it's like the most like
enjoyable,
fruitful way to do it.
Yeah, and like I used to think like I could do it all myself, like
You can.
I felt like I was missing, and you can, of course, but that's more of a pride, ego filling thing. It wasn't actually an enjoyable way to like go about things.
And I've realized that like once I got into painting, like I don't want to just keep it to myself. Like I want to give this art a platform because it's coming from a part of me that is like, you know, like it's strong enough to feel like I need to express something. And like when people see that, they are inspired by it and they feel like, oh, like I want to support that. I want to be a part of this person's journey because I can resonate with their art, and I think that's beautiful.
This is a piece of Summer's art, Summer Fluid Art. What do you go by on Instagram?
Well, I've shifted a huge amount of my platform to Etsy. So I'm Summer's Fluid World on Etsy, and then on Instagram I'm Summer Jasmine. So yes, I made that with like very blue light friendly colors, and abstract art.
I wonder, here, let me change my light for a sec to do like the blue light. Is art, because I know what it's like for me. Let me put a purple on for a second.
Ultraviolet.
I know, what was I saying? Fuck. I apologize. I was going to ask you about your creative process and like if it feels like a channeling, or like what kind of thoughts come through your head, if it's any, or if it's just a very, I mean, it's fluid art, but is it like a fluid experience? And
yeah,
can you see that? Does it look like it's glowing?
Oh yeah.
Or if I turn
the lights are not like super like strong, but I could see it glowing, especially that orange and pink.
Yeah, I love how you can see different things every time I look at this piece, and thank you for intuitively picking it out for me. This is a cool vibe. But every time I look at it, I'm seeing something new. I see a different character. I see like another world, and it's
I love it. I love you, and I'm glad that you love it. I can't wait to make you more.
Yeah, but I wanted to know your creative process a little bit.
I was actually thinking, I got a little deep in my head when you're asking. The movie Soul is a great thing to go off of when you talk about the flow state and how intense the channeling is in the flow state, because time doesn't exist. You're only in that state when you let go and you just feel the feelings that come with that creative process. And like when he was playing piano, he was just like, you know, he's just letting it take over. And it's like, you can't tell me that that's not like my purpose, you know? And he was trying so hard to like hold on and get that purpose and like live it out. And then once he got there, he was like, this is it. And he asked the lady that he played the music with, and he was like, I thought I would feel different. And she's like, I heard this story about a fish who was looking for the ocean. And I don't know why it makes me emotional, but it's like,
let it out. It's okay. We love rawness. We love the
ocean is like where you are. It's here. You're in it. Like the fish was like, this is just water. Like this isn't what I'm looking for. And the other fish was like, you're looking for the ocean, but it's like you're in it. Like you need to navigate it in a way that makes you feel fulfilled, but you need to just don't put such an expectation on what you feel like something is going to feel like when you get there, because it's like the end goal isn't that. The end goal is like the fulfillment that you feel. But anyway, I love that though, because it's like so true. And it's like, that's why it's like things that are like marketed for kids or whatever, there's no way, dude. Like there's so much that grown people can learn from it if you're in a place that you're able to receive. But yeah, when I paint, it's the flow state. Literally, I'm feeling flowy, and I just let it kind of just happen. And there was a time where I had a request for a commission, and I was so rigid about what I thought would be something that she liked. And I have the art on my walls because I love it and I love the colors, and like each painting, that's when I was like intentional. Like I was super intentional with the colors because she wanted something with purple. But each one I was like, this is going to be purple dominant with gold. This is going to be purple dominant with blue. This is going to be purple dominant with pink. And I was like, this isn't it. This isn't it. And I was getting super critical and I was taking myself out of my flow state by doing that.
Pre-plan like that.
Yeah, but then what happened was I mixed a bunch of custom colors that didn't exist until I made them, and I made two, and she only paid me for one, but I made two and I sent her both of them, and she loves them, and she puts them. She's an at-home. She does facials and stuff and things like that. And she has them above her workspace, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I feel so honored.
That's amazing, because now every client gets to feel your energy when they go into her workspace, and a workspace is somewhere you are a lot as a professional. And I mean, it's her home too, so like she loves that energy that came through you, like,
and now she's like, it was
inspiring and beautiful and brings her back to a place of love. Like otherwise, like she wouldn't have hung them up for other people to see.
Yeah, you know? I have her reaction video because I asked her to film herself opening them.
That's crazy.
Can I show you real quick? Like,
yes.
And
yes,
it just made me so happy. And she sent it to me when I was in like that one of those negative vortexes that I was telling you about during the retrograde, and I was like, I was spiraling, and like so she sent it to me.
Was perfect timing, like you needed to pick her up.
Yes, and I got so emotional, and I was like, dude, you sent me this at the perfect time. Like, thank you so much for like, because I asked her, I was like, can you film yourself? Like, I don't know if that's weird, but can you film it? She's like, yeah, that's a great idea. I was like, okay. But here it is. Oh, she had trouble opening the box first. Hold on, let me fast forward.
You're gonna fast forward. Same. FedEx uses so much paper. Esthetician.
Yes.
I love when people are happy.
Me too.
Oh my god. Wow, the purple looks so pretty. It almost looks pastel from afar. Pink purple? Wow. Did you?
I said, I'll send it to you.
Thank you.
I appreciate you. I met her through one of my other friends, and I just
Did you use the torch on that one to make the cells, or?
Yeah, but also the paint can do it on its own, like a lot. Like it depends like what medium you use, but the paint is like, I'll send it to you right now.
Okay.
Acrylic paint.
She's so cute.
I know. It was like that bubbly energy I needed. I was like feeling so like beneath the ground almost.
No.
I was like,
I wonder if the moon's on this side, like it would be cool to go howl at it.
Yes.
Should we go check? Should I bring the computer?
Yeah, you can bring your computer, girl. I'm gonna see if I can
get a jacket on. It's actually cold out here. It's been getting warmer though. I'm so nervous. Each day it gets warmer. I'm like, the
I'm
summer is
nervous too,
approaching. The summer is approaching.
It's gonna feel like a freaking like oven in here.
Your room, you said it gets freaking hot, and then I'm over here like, I heard you can go outside and like bake cookies on the ground. Like all you gotta do is put a tray outside, and I'm just like, it's gonna get 120 degrees.
Oh my glob.
I don't know how to feel about this,
Single.
but the desert spirits are so different than California, and like
I see it.
See?
I see it.
The moon?
Yes.
Let me see if I can see the moon. It's gonna be outside, so hopefully I can keep my connection. We're gonna howl at the moon. I hope my connection stays. I'm literally just gonna walk a couple feet out the door. Brr, my feet are cold.
I gotta keep it a little bit low because my mom's room is right next to me.
You see it?
No, but if you can, oh, I see it. Yes.
You see it?
Oh, Brie, we're under the same moon.
Wait, I gotta jump up over the ledge.
Oh God, be careful. Oh, my friend David's FaceTiming me. He gotta wait. Oh, okay.
Throw him. Just for now, until we're done. Alex is
Virgo. He's a Virgo, so he's feeling it today.
Oh dang! Right next to, yeah, the moon's next to his sun. Okay, you ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1. Freaking summer.
I'm just waiting for my mom to text me and be like, what the hell are you doing? Oh my God.
That was fun.
I'll be like, I'm channeling my inner wolf. Wild woman.
There's a she-wolf in the closet. You get it? Your room space, you transform from the closet.
I'm like, I'm out of the closet, but like I'm in the closet.
That's funny. Let it out. It can breathe. That was middle school for me.
Thank you guys for howling with us. You better have howled with us.
You better have howled with us.
Even if it's not a full moon anymore when you're watching.
Even my cat's out there being like, meow.
Meow,
Like,
meow, meow.
he wants to come inside. Let me grab him really quick.
Yeah. Give it.
He immediately went to sit in the bathroom. Like he didn't just ask me to open the door. But...
Wave to David. Hold on. 1, 2, 3.
Hi, David. Wait, is it a video?
Yeah. We're
Nice
filming for
you.
YouTube.
I'm so glad the moon's freaking conjunct your sun right now. You're probably feeling it, Mr. Krabs.
Mr. Krabs.
You sound like such an amazing person. I'm so glad that you found him.
Yes.
Yeah.
I found him on Tinder.
I still haven't connected with him or met him, but at the same time, when people that you love somebody and like you know that these people are doing good in their lives, like I can't feel anything but love.
Yeah, and it's like it's one of those beautiful give and take relationships of just like when we're in rough situations, we call each other without a second thought and then we give advice, and it's never a draining one-sided situation that I've had with other Virgos in my life, and it's like I appreciate it. And yeah, but
shout out David.
Shout out. And he's like
shout out everybody.
Aries moon.
Shout out my brother and sister, the Geminis, they're twins, but they're an Aries moon as well. Virgo risings. Let me double check. I'm just like, whoa.
Yeah, he's very passionate about things.
Whoa, anxiety. Whoa, heat, and like explosive, like blah.
Yes, he gets super loud when he gets passionate about things he cares about. I'm like, you're making me anxious.
You're like,
I'm right next to you.
Cool down.
I'm right here in the car, right next to you. I'm sorry, you're hurting my ears. But yes, radiate. But let me see.
Thank you, Soul Tribe. Thank you, anyone who stayed this long.
Yes.
4 hours. I still haven't made cookies.
How long has it been?
Didn't we start? What time did we start?
I heard someone howling outside.
Someone did it back. Yes! Tribe. Go bring them in.
Do you hear?
Who are you?
Or it might be the rooster that's outside it always cock-a-doodle-doos. No, it sounds like a howl because I hear that. That's in the house.
It's a dog instead of a human.
Oh my god, I'm like calling a dog that's like across the street.
I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh.
Shout out to anyone who's listened thus far. You're loved eternally.
Yes.
This talk was fun. I love how airy we are because although we're all over the place, at the same time, it comes together very seamlessly. And there's a lot of wisdom, I feel, that just like pours out. And it's crazy when things pour out. It's like, I can't take credit for that. Like, yeah, it's coming through me, but like, I'm not the only one capable. Like, it's just coming through.
We're channels.
We're channels. We're just the messenger. Don't shoot the
messenger. Speaking of channels, it's a good time to like cap it because it's 11 over here and I want to take my dogs out and then like do my full moon stuff.
It's about midnight. I gotta make cookies.
Yes, but you know what I was thinking about earlier? It was about to. Every single actor on this planet is a professional channeler. They get paid to channel things, and that's just so interesting because my mom signed me up for being on Disney Channel back when I was like 13.
What?
Yeah, and I did like an audition and I got a call back, but we moved before like, we could go further with it. But that's just like so interesting. Like she was signing me up to be a channeler. And now I am, but like not in that way. I'm not Zendaya.
Wow, it's like,
not Zendaya.
It's like you're still going along the same path, just in a different way. And it's like your mom was pushing you to go on that path too.
Because it was socially acceptable to do it that way.
Socially acceptable, and like you can't, like, it's normalized, so it doesn't go against her beliefs, but technically it does.
Even like Christian movies, like it's all, even in church, like you're all channeling. You're making space to feel something.
I can't wait till we have another talk about
yes.
Too. Yes. Oh, we can go deep.
Yes. Thank you guys. You guys got a good like peek into like how our conversations normally go. Like
this is how we like all the time.
Yes. Oh, I've loved this. Thank you so much. I love you too. Aquaria.
I hope you have a great night.
Yes, I'm gonna text you in like 2 minutes.
Yes.
All right, bye guys. Thanks for watching. Much love. Put your crystals out.
Yeah, full
drink water. Bye.